Okay, so first things first, when it comes to Restomp, that's what we're talking about today. We're going to see how Restomp makes the bacon. Okay, very first thing we want to do, we're going to power down our StompBlock. Okay, unplug power, unplug audio, unplug MIDI. I'm going to the screws on the back. Don't worry about the screws in the middle portion here. Those are just mounting screws for the circuit boards underneath. So we're going to go to the ones on the corners. I'm just going to pop this open while you're watching so you can see the whole process. There's really not that much to this. So 4 screws, very simple. All right. Some of you may be familiar with this. Some of you may not be. If you're not, don't be scared. It's all good. It's all good. What we're looking for is the SD card. It's right over here. We're going to pop that bad boy out of there. Just with a simple press, it will decide to eject itself. And we're going to just give it a wiggle to get it out. So we're looking for this. This is where all the magic happens. So I have a little adapter. You put my mini into my adapter, and then I will take my card reader, plug my SD card adapter into it, and load it onto my computer and start working. Okay, let's just jump right in. The first thing you want to do is make a folder just like this one that says just a copy, do not touch. This is just a backup for me. In case something goes wrong, I can just act like nothing ever happened. Second thing I did was I made a copy that I can edit. This will be my target folder when I actually start importing, okay? The next thing I did was I made myself a folder. Source items. So my source items actually has all of my wave files inside of it. I'm going to go to my Restomp demo waves folder, and this is where I'm going to be populating from. Okay, so when you open up Restomp, you will originally get this is essentially the blank Restomp page. These red bars mean that there's no sound associated with these note numbers in that card. So you see the instrument name here as it progresses down the list, and you also get your bank A and B. This is where you will actually see where you can swap back and forth to your banks to choose what MIDI channels. You can also change these MIDI channels using the online StompBlock editor. The default is bank A is channel 10, and bank B is channel 11. But you can change that using the StompBlock online editor. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go up here to Target. I'm going to click it, and it will browse for my folder that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to go to Desktop, and I'm going to Restomp Test Folders, and then I will be going to Original Card, I'm the target, Edit Me. So click that, select the folder. So then we will populate our bank A, and now all of our lights are lit up. So that means that my sounds are actually populated on the target folder. Now using my bank selector, I'm going to go to bank B because I have some things on bank B that are populated and I have some things that are not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it just so I have a nice starting point here. I'm just going to fill in these here where there's a gap in my card. I've already populated this with some other things, so we're just going to start with number 27. So what I want to do is I want to double click where my note name would be, and it will bring up the menu that shows your note number, instrument name, and you can assign it a drum slot here. I'm going to hit import, and I'm going to grab my RD1 wave file, and I'm going to drag it into here. So if I had multiple wave files, let's say these were all multi-samples of the same drum with different volumes, then all I would do would be select all of them and move all of them into here. And that would put all of these on different velocities on the same note number. But since I did not do that, I'm going to start here. No matter how many, if you have one sound or you have 8 sounds or you have 10 sounds for one drum, all you have to do is float all of those sounds that you have into this window, and it will auto select your sounds. If you have 127 sounds, it will go ahead and pick evenly 16 notes inside of those 127 sounds, and it will populate it on the card in the proper order all by itself. So all you have to do is click and drag into the importer, and once it's there, once your file is there that you're looking for, then you will hit next. It will process your file, and then this importer menu is for applying effects. If you would like delay, pan, phaser, ping pong, reverb, or reverse, all you have to do is edit them here. Pick your effects, turn them on with the quick slider here, and then you can change all of the properties of your given effects when you want to add them into the card. You will be able to click on the demo pad here. The edge of the pad will give you lower velocities. The middle of the pad will give you the highest velocity. And this will play all of your notes in a crescendo rapid fire, all 16 that you're about to load into your card in the rapid fire. And once you have the effects that you want, then all we have to do is click the next button to finalize the import, and this will give you the warning that note number 27 will be overwritten. So this is why we keep backups. Now we hit finish, and we're going to write that file. You will notice that as this populates, number 27 here will now have a green line. That means we will actually have a sound there associated with this. So I'm going to change the name to RD1. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing for the next 8 to fill in this gap here, and I'll show you just how fast that is. Okay, so now that I have copied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wave files into my Restomp here, I will now close Restomp because everything is populated on the folder that we've been working in. So now I will go over to my computer here, and I will locate my SD card, and I will now copy the contents of my edited folder, original card, I'm the target, edit me. This is the folder that we've been working in. I will now copy this folder back onto my SD card. That way I get a brand new load in of all of my sounds, and they're all set up the right way so I can play them through my Zendrum. After I load them back, I will be able to load my SD card back into my StompBlock, then just start assigning using the note numbers that we saw in Restomp.
Okay, now that I have reloaded my card, I take my reader out, take my adapter, remove it, bring my mini card out that I've repopulated, slide it back into the SD card slot, push it in until it's got a nice firm click, and then we're going to reseat this bottom panel. Once again, 4 screws. Give her the old zipperoo here. Final tighten. And we'll go back over here and give it another plug in. We're going to power it on. Wait for our lights to come up the proper way. Once we have done that, all 8 of our sounds should be loaded. So individually, we can map them to our triggers, and then we've got magic.
Running with the devil.
Sorry about that. Restomp!